Welcome, Dee. All right, let's get started. Yeah, today is Tuesday, English Day, page 10. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. I go to the Buddha for refuge. I go to the Dhamma for refuge. I go to the Sangha for refuge. A second time I go to the Buddha for refuge. A second time I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A second time I go to the Sangha for refuge. A third time I go to the Buddha for refuge. A third time I go to the Dhamma for refuge. A third time I go to the Sangha for refuge. The 3 refuges are complete. Welcome, Gregory. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking life. I undertake the training rule to abstain from taking what is not given. I undertake the training rule to abstain from sexual misconduct. I undertake the training rule to abstain from false speech. I undertake the training rule to abstain from intoxicating drinks and drugs causing heedlessness. Having well undertaken and kept the 5 precepts, together with the 3 refuges, one should strive on with diligence. With morality, good rebirth is gained. With morality, wealth is achieved. With morality, perfect peace is attained. Therefore, morality should be purified. All right. Page 24. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Homage to the Sublime One, the Worthy One, the Fully Enlightened One. Such indeed is the Sublime One, worthy, perfectly enlightened, perfect in true knowledge and conduct, well gone, knower of the world, supreme trainer of persons to be tamed, teacher of gods and humans, enlightened and exalted. Well expounded is the Dhamma by the Sublime One, directly visible, unaffected by time, calling one to come and see, leading onwards to be realized by the wise. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is practicing well. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is of upright conduct. The order of the Sublime One's disciples has entered the right path. The order of the Sublime One's disciples is practicing correctly. That is, the 4 pairs of persons, the 8 kinds of individuals. This order of the Sublime One's disciples is worthy of offerings and hospitality, worthy of gifts and salutation, supreme field of merit for the world. The Buddha, well purified with ocean-like compassion, possessed of the eye of knowledge, completely purified, destroyer of the evils and corruption of the world, I revere that Buddha with devotion. Homage to you, so nobly bred. Homage to you amongst men supreme. Peerless are you in all the world. May all homage be given to you. A teacher's Dhamma, like a lamp, divided into path, fruition, and the deathless, both itself transcendent and showing the way to that goal, I revere that Dhamma with devotion. Thoroughly understanding the Dhamma and freed from longing through insight, the wise one who is rid of all desire is calm as a pool unstirred by wind. Those to whom the Dhamma is clear are not led into other doctrines. Perfectly enlightened with perfect knowledge, they walk evenly over the uneven. Of all the medicines in the world, manifold and various, there is none like the medicine of Dhamma. Therefore our monks drink of this. Having drunk this Dhamma medicine, you will be ageless and beyond death. Having developed and seen the truth, you will be quenched, free from craving. The Sangha called to feel better than the best, who have seen peace, awakening after the Buddha's good way, who have abandoned attachment, the noble ones, the wise. I revere that Sangha with devotion. Happy is the arising of the Buddhas. Happy is the teaching of the true Dhamma. Happy is the unity of the Sangha. Happy is the discipline of the united ones. They go to many a refuge, those who have been struck by fear. They go to the mountains and forests, to parks and trees and shrines. But none of these is a secure refuge. None is the refuge supreme. Not by relying on such a refuge can one be freed from all suffering. But one who has gone for refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha sees with perfect wisdom the Four Noble Truths. Suffering, the arising of suffering, the transcending of suffering, and the Noble Eightfold Path that leads to suffering's final end. This is the refuge of the secure. This is the refuge of the supreme. By relying on such a refuge as this, one is released from all suffering. By this practice of Dhamma in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Buddha. By this practice of Dhamma in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Dhamma. By this practice of Dhamma in accord with the Dhamma, I respect the Sangha. All actions are led by the mind. Mind is their master, mind is their maker. Actors speak with a defiled state of mind, then suffering follows, as the cartwheel follows the foot of the ox. All actions are led by the mind. Mind is their master, mind is their maker. Actors speak with a pure state of mind, then happiness follows, as your shadow follows you without departing. Impermanent are all conditioned things, affected by rising and falling away. Having arisen, they then must cease. Blissful is it when they subside. Abstaining from all evil, doing what is good, cleansing one's mind, this is the teaching of all the Buddhas. Patience is the highest practice. Nibbana is supreme, say the Buddhas. A mendicant does not harm others, a recluse oppresses no one. Not insulting, not harming, restrained according to the moral code, moderating in food, dwelling in solitude, engaging in higher mental development. This is the teaching of all the Buddhas. By the blessings that have arisen from my practice, may my venerable preceptors and teachers who have helped me, mother, father, and relatives, male and female rulers, worldly powers, virtuous human beings, the higher beings, demons, and high gods, the guardian deities of the world, celestial beings, the Lord of death, friendly people, indifferent and hostile, may all beings be well. May the skillful deeds done by me bring you threefold bliss. May this quickly bring you to the deathless. By means of this meritorious deed and through this aspiration, may I quickly attain the cutting off of craving and clinging. Whatever faults I have until I am liberated, may they quickly perish. Wherever I am born, may there be an upright mind, mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May no harmful influences weaken my efforts. The Buddha is the unsurpassed protector. Dhamma is the supreme protection. Peerless is the silent Buddha. The Sangha is my true refuge. By the power of these exalted ones, may I rise above all defilements. By means of this meritorious deed, may I never join with the foolish. May I join always with the wise until the time I attain Nibbana. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear-struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. From the highest realm of existence to the lowest, may all beings arisen in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering, and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. Page 179. Katamancha bhikkhave dukkhaṃ yanko bhikkhave kājikaṃ dukkhaṃ kājikaṃ asataṃ kāya sampassajang dukkhaṃ asataṃ vediyattaṃ edaṃ vucchati bhikkhave dukkhaṃ Katamancha bhikkave domanasang yanko bhikkave cetasikang dukkang cetasikang asatang manosampassa jang dukkang asatang vedyatang idang vuchati bhikkave domanasang Katamocha bhikkave upayaso yoko bhikkave anyataranyatarena vyasannena sammanagattassa anyataranyatarena dukkha dhammena puttassa ayaso upayaso ayasitatang upayasitatang ayang vuchiti bhikkave upayaso Katamocha bhikkave apiyehi sampayogo dukkho Idda yassa te honti anitta kanta amanapa urupa saddha gandha rasa pottabba dhamma yeva pannasate honti anatta kamma hitta kamma apasuka kamma ayoga kamma kamma yatehi sadding sangati samagamo samodanang Missibhavo ayam vuchati bhikkave apiye sampayogo dukkho Katamocha bhikkave piyehi vippayogo dukkho Ida yassate honti ittakanta manapa rupa saddha gandha rasa portabba dhamma yeva panassate honti Attakama hitta kama pasuka kama yoga kema kama matava pitava bhatava bhaginiva jetava kanitava mittava amachava nyati salo hittava yatehi sadding asangati asammagamo asammodanang amissibhavo Ayang vuchati bhikkave apiyehi vippayogo dukkho Katamancha bhikkave yam pitchang na labati tangpi dukkang Jati dhammanang bhikkave sattanang eva mitcha upajjati aho vatamayang na jati dhamma asamma Na chavatano jati agacchayati natko panetang itchaya pattabang iddang piyang pitjang nalabati pidukkang. All right, English. And what bhikkhus is pain? Bodily discomfort, painful, uncomfortable feeling born of bodily contact. This is called pain. And what bhikkhus is called grief? Mental pain, mental discomfort, a painful, uncomfortable feeling born of mental contact. This is called grief. And what bhikkhus is despair? The trouble and despair, the tribulation and desperation of one who has encountered some misfortune or is affected by some painful state. This is called despair. And what bhikkhus is union with what is displeasing? Here, the coming together, meeting, encounter, concourse with those forms, sounds, odors, taste, tactile objects, or mental phenomena that are unwished for, undesired, and disagreeable to oneself. Or with those who desire one's ruin, harm, discomfort, and endangerment. This is called suffering of union with what is displeasing. And what bhikkhus is separation from what is pleasing? Here, the absence of coming together, meeting, encounter, concourse with those forms, sounds, odors, taste, tactile objects, or mental phenomena that are wished for, desired, and agreeable to oneself. Or with those who desire one's good welfare, comfort, security, mother, father, brother, sister, older or younger kinsman, friend, colleague, relatives, or family members. This is called the suffering of separation from what is pleasing. And what bhikkhus is not obtaining what one wants? To being subject to birth, there comes the wish. Oh, that we were not subject to birth, that birth would not come to us. But this is not to be obtained by wishing, and not to obtain what one wants is suffering. All right. We'll go to our thought of the day now. Page 99. Very last set of verses on the bottom of the page. Sukarang sadhu sukarang sadhuna sadhu sadhu papena dukarang papang papena sukarang papang ariyehi dukarang. All right, English. For the good to do what is good is easy. For the bad to do what is good is difficult. For the bad to do what is bad is easy. For the noble to do what is bad is difficult. Hello, friends. So this is an important statement because it's a statement about dependent origination, right? Really, it's a statement about setting groundwork. So for the good to do what is good is easy. Why? Because they've been doing good for a long time. They set the groundwork for good. So good things are more likely to arise that they engage in. They're more likely to create good things. And they're more likely to be surrounded and immersed in good things. Right? For the bad to do what is good is difficult. And for the bad to do what is bad is easy. So it's the same thing. If you're kind of, wrapped up in doing various bad things and developing bad habits and tendencies, etc., well, then that's just the momentum that you build up. And it's going to be very easy to continue to do bad things. It's going to be very hard to do good things. And of course, for the noble, for the awakened ones, to do what is bad is difficult. That kind of caps it up. So when we talk about the noble here, we're talking about Sotipanna and above, not just fully awakened being. But this is the line. Right? So this is essentially telling us a reality. You can see it for yourself, even if you weren't Buddhist. You can see the momentum that's built up leads to more of the same. And so as a practitioner, you say, well, okay, if the momentum that's built up leads to more of the same, and I want to have this goal, I want to have this result, well, then I have to work for that. I have to develop that. And so say you have a lifetime of doing bad, and you want to start doing good. Well, it's going to be very hard. Because that momentum is strong. So you have to kind of slow that momentum down and then adjust it over to doing good things. And it's the same, even, you've never been a meditator your whole life, you never focused on it, you never done mindfulness, anything like that. Then all of a sudden you want to start doing it. Well, you can't just automatically start doing it overnight. You have to gradually start setting the groundwork for that to actually start to work, for you to be able to develop it, for its power to start to be known to you, right? Because you've gone your whole life doing the opposite. So it's going to take a while to build that up, to get that going. So this is kind of the lesson of dependent origination, in our daily lives. And I don't mean like the 12 links. I mean, when the Buddha says, when this arises, that arises. When this ceases, that ceases. If you want goodness to arise, you have to set the groundwork, and then it'll arise. If you want unskillfulness to cease, you set the groundwork, and it'll cease. The causes and conditions for unskillfulness are not there, then you will not engage in unskillfulness. The causes and conditions for goodness, good deeds, good thoughts, words, deeds, etc. are there, then you will engage in it. And this is not to be had by wishing. You can't just magically hope that it happens. You have to set the groundwork. You have to start. knowing that it's going to be hard. And that you have to have expectations of how far you can go in a short time. You know, it's a gradual progression. And then one day, for the good to do what is good is easy. Just takes a while, takes practice, diligence, and you'll get there. All right, friends, I think we are good for today. So, Sukhi Hotu, may you be happy and at ease, practice well and be well. May you have a spiritually successful and peaceful practice until we meet again, which, if I'm alive, should be tomorrow morning for another morning monastery experience. And as always, for those who are staying for the meditation, it begins and ends at the bell. And for those of you who are not on Discord or anything, or we're not at Dhammapalooza, I just wanted to announce the news that we did our second 501c3 easy filing, and we're just going to be awaiting on the results from that. So that's where we are in terms of Maggasekha in Colorado, and probably in about a month or so, we're going to start pushing to start looking for a place to rent in Colorado. So once the kind of winter seclusion, winter retreat starts to, turn into early spring and things like that, then we're going to start seeing about Colorado and setting the groundwork to start Maggasekha there in full. So, all right, friends, have a good day. All right, friends, have a good day.